Alana,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
What?
When you go and take showers, you usually close the door to your bedroom.
Yeah.
But yet then it's really hot when we do this.
Well, I think it's just because I have music on in there and I don't want to disturb whatever you're doing because... I just close it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we know that you like keeping music on when you're in the bathroom, even though
or
you can't
outside
hear it.
of the bathroom.
Oh.
Or, I used to take it in there, but it was too much of a hassle, so I just left it in here.
See, that's why I got you another one, though.
No, I know, but, I use it wherever I want to, Bubs.
Okay.
You know.
That's good, babes. That's good.
You'd just be happy I'm using them at all.
Okay.
Whether it's in or out of the bathroom.
Well, good.
So I know that I can use that, the battery base if I want to.
Nice. Well, or you could just move it in.
I know.
Because you have to, and you have the Google
Nest Mini.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very good, babes.
Very good.
I finished Dethroning the King.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, which is really good. That was the book about... The second one I read on Anhuaxer-Busch.
Uh-huh.
The first one was Bittersweet, The Rise and Fall of Anhuaxer-Busch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I think I said this yesterday, but I haven't finished the book yet. The second book is a lot more favorable to August 4th Bush.
I think you did say that.
I did, but I wasn't clear about how much more favorable. According to the book, they put together this deal where they would have taken over this beer company in Mexico. And I forgot the name of it, but I think it's like Amarillo. And they make Corona, which is a beer I really like, and a bunch of others. And obviously, Anheuser-Busch approached them. They had bought a stake in the company in the 90s. But their thinking was, if we buy this entire company, it's going to make it harder for this outside investor to do a hostile takeover because they'd have to raise more money. And this was in 2008, just as the market was about to collapse. So Anheuser-Busch contacts people in Mexico and say, we'll give you $15 billion in stock. And by the way, we want the person who's running your company to be the head of Anheuser-Busch. So the deal looks like it's a go. Then the board gets nervous and says, you have to retract the offer of letting this outside dude run our company. And they have the guy fly to Texas, meet him there and tell him in person. But it's kind of like an insult because you were the ones who approached him. He had to get approval from everybody in Mexico. And now you're telling him you're backing off on part of the deal because it's too much.
Right, yeah.
But they made it work in Mexico to where the deal was going to go through. And the board meeting meets on Sunday of July 4th weekend in 2008. Just to get the okay. August the 3rd says, this is a horrible deal. Let's sell our company. And so the entire deal, basically with this Mexican company, collapses because one guy on the board convinced them to sell out. And they worked very hard. They had all these provisions when they sold the company, basically saying, you guys got to keep doing the charity work. You got to keep the headquarters here, all that type of stuff. But the book made it seem that by the end of the year, pretty much everybody on the board of Anheuser-Busch had left because they got huge payoffs.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very interesting books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mismanaged their business. Sounds like.
In some ways they did, yeah. Because they could have done stuff to keep things protected. But also, in 2008, I believe Bud and Bud Light were the two most popular beers in the country.
Until 2008?
Well, I think that's what it was up until then. I don't know what it is today.
Wow.
And again, I never really liked either beer. They just kind of tasted bland to me.
Okay.
But what do I know?
What do you know?
I'm a Pomona fan, okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you sound tired, babes.
I'm not tired.
Okay, good.
How come every time you...
Was I right yesterday?
You were right yesterday, but I'm a lot more awake this morning.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Also, you're lying down on my shoulder.
That's right. I just want to see if you will awake. Hey!
Alright, it's a chicken mixer. You're up.
No, you're copying me.
Oh, no.
No.
I would never do that.
Yes, you would. Okay. You copycat.
Whatevs.
You copycat.
Homeboy who wrote Bittersweet and the book I'm Dying Up Here wrote another book about General Motors and the automotive industry called Fins.
Fins?
Yeah, and I read that one last night and into this morning. It's pretty interesting. It mainly focuses on this guy named Harley Earl, who his family moved to California when he was a little kid to Hollywood. Mm-hmm. But this was in 1902, I want to say.
Right.
Very different place. And family was strict. Mm-hmm. The dad opened up an automotive shop because there weren't very many even around the country back then.
Oh, wow.
Okay. The first wife dies of a medical infection in 1910. Wow. By now, Harley had been working at his dad's shop for a while. Uh-huh. Dad takes a break. Harley basically takes over. Uh-huh. And Dad marries somebody else. Uh-huh. Harley eventually goes away to school. Mm-hmm. Comes back after he found out that his dad got remarried. Uh-huh. And around this time, a lot of movie studios start moving their productions out to Hollywood. Uh-huh. So because their shop was established, he starts repairing vehicles for all these silent film stars.
Wow.
And film studio executives. He gets a name in the industry, eventually marries, has a son, and moves out to Michigan to work for General Motors.
Wow.
Very soon after, his son goes in for an appendicitis. Oh. They botch the operation because it's the 20s and the kid dies. He's 5.
Wow.
And people said in the book that he hardly ever talked about the son again. Oh. To the point where they had 2 more kids, both sons.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know about the first kid for decades. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That had to be really traumatizing for him.
Yeah. So a couple years after he goes to work for General Motors, we have the stock crash of 1929. Uh-huh. And General Motors, the entire country is doing bad. Mm-hmm. I believe they said in Detroit, the unemployment rate was something like 30%.
And what year was this again?
Well, the stock market crashed in 29, babes. But things didn't really start to pick up until we entered World War II or got out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh. I guess entered it because of the manufacturing aspect of it.
Okay.
But people are still buying cars. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we have Henry Ford is in this book because he's an evil dude. How much do you know about Henry Ford and anti-Semitism?
Not a lot. I mean, no, I don't know much about that, actually.
Okay. Ford was such an anti-Semite that Hitler used to mention him in speeches as an example of a good person. And the German army gave him a big award in 1938. It was the highest award you could give somebody who wasn't a German-born citizen. Okay. So Henry Ford used to publish this magazine called the Dearborn Independent. Uh-huh. And it was basically talking about how horrible Jews were. And it would be over the top things. So he would say Jews were responsible for the assassination of Abraham Lincoln.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was crazy stuff like that.
The guy who created Ford?
Mm-hmm. He was over the top anti-Semite. He had so much sway that anybody who wanted to sell a Ford vehicle had to carry his magazine.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So when did that end, as far as the magazine?
I'm guessing during World War II. I could be wrong, but it gets even crazier. So during the Depression, there were a couple banks in Detroit that were on the verge of bankruptcy. They were going to have to close their doors. And FDR called around all these rich businessmen saying, we need a loan from you guys so we can keep these banks open. People at General Motors agreed. Because Ford was like the number one selling automobile in the country, and this was their home turf, they went to Henry. And he agreed, and then at the last minute, he pulled out of the deal. So they basically had to close the banks for a while before, they could do anything, before they could reopen. He was also great at busting unions. It was a crazy time. Then we get into World War II. And Henry Ford had agreed to supply engines to the U.S. military. Because at that time, I don't know how much you know about this, but the automotive industry stopped making vehicles for commercial use and put all their efforts into war vehicles like planes and tanks and whatnots.
Oh, wow.
So he begrudgingly agrees to make engines for the U.S. military. His liaison between him and the president goes back. The president says, we need help with engines for our allies in England. Guy goes back, tells Henry Ford that. He says, because they're pressing on this, I'm not even going to make engines for the U.S. military. And it got so bad that at one point, Franklin Delano Roosevelt is considering whether or not to nationalize Ford, which he could have done because in a time of war, a president is allowed to do that. Instead of doing that, he knew that Henry Ford didn't get along with his grandson because the grandson blamed him for the death of his father.
Oh, wow.
Because Henry Ford basically drove his dad crazy.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't go insane, but there was health issues, and the dad died. Okay. So FDR, knowing that, decides that he's going to give Henry Ford's grandson an honorable discharge to the military.
Okay.
In the hopes that he will go back to Detroit and take control of Ford.
Can you hear me okay if my head's here?
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Yes. And that's basically some of what happened with Ford.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
What do you think about that?
I don't know what to say, honestly. I am at a loss for words, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And not a lot of things leave me speechless, but this does.
Oh, yeah. Henry Ford was very anti-American and an anti-Semite. I knew a lot of this stuff.
Very anti-American?
He didn't support us in the war.
Wow.
Yeah, in the war with Germany, the good war. He wasn't, or the Great War, as they say. It's a Great War, World War I. He didn't support us during World War II.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've known a lot of this. This isn't the first book that talked about this.
Oh, wow.
Years and years ago, I read a biography on Henry Ford. I think it's called Wheels on Fire. And a lot of the stuff came up in that book too.
He wasn't related to President Ford, was he?
No.
Okay.
No.
Different guy.
Yeah.
And also not related to Betty Ford.
As far as I know.
Betty Ford is his wife, but you know what I mean.
Betty Ford is not Henry Ford's wife.
Betty Ford isn't Henry Ford's wife? Okay.
No. She's married to Gerald Ford.
I'm sorry. I got the wrong one. I'm sorry. Betty Ford is not related to Henry Ford because she's Gerald Ford's wife. There we go.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that the President Ford was not related to Henry Ford.
Oh, good. I am too, babes.
Yes.
And by all accounts, even though his son grew up rich, a lot of people said that his son was completely different from his dad.
Oh, wow.
He cared about people. They say that he would have made a good businessman if Henry Ford didn't place so much pressure on him.
His son.
Axel, yeah.
What is his son's name?
Axel.
Exel?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a weird name.
Or Etzel. It's Etzel, I think.
Etzel?
Yeah.
That almost sounds like Axel Rose or something.
Oh.
That's kind of a strange name.
I know.
Yeah.
You were never a fan of Henry Ford, though.
I didn't know much about Henry Ford, to be honest. I just knew that a lot of Americans like buying Ford trucks and Ford vehicles. So, I mean, what did I know about Henry Ford? I wasn't really interested in finding out about Henry Ford, but this is some crazy stuff.
It was interesting to me, babes. About 10 years ago, I'm walking with some friends of mine, and one of the friends claims that he can talk to God.
Okay, one of those people, huh?
One of those crazy people.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he's like, you know what we need as a president? We need a businessman like Henry Ford.
What?
And then I just immediately lay into him, oh yeah, we need an anti-Semite who hates America.
And what did he say?
He didn't have an answer for that.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Do I know this person?
You don't.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then it talked about that dude, Harvey Earl, who I was telling you about, and how he made all of these innovations with General Motors, starting many different divisions or strengthening the ones that they already had. It was a little bit confusing. One of his kids said that he wasn't rich like everybody thought because there was this big stock incentive where a lot of managers got a fair amount of stock in the company, but they said that happened a couple months before Harley was hired. Then it got confusing because it said, okay, but he did well because he made $25,000 a year in the 1930s. And by 1950, he was making $200,000 a year. And it said by the time he retired in like the early 60s, he owned a lot of stock in the company. And they signed a deal with him to be a consultant for $1 million a year. And his wife did investing. So I didn't quite understand the claim where his son said that he never got rich.
Oh, wow.
I have a feeling, babes, a lot of rich people like to say, oh, I'm not really that rich because they don't want people to know what they have.
I don't know about that, Bubs. But I mean, maybe some people say that, but I don't know that they say that generally speaking.
Really?
No.
I remember in Eric Clapton's book, near the end of it, he started talking about how he has a family that he loves now.
Yeah.
Not, with the little kid who fell out the window, but this new family.
Yeah.
And
in other words, he's in like he divorced the wife who he had the child with.
I don't know if they were ever married.
Oh, okay.
But he talked about how he bought a boat, and it was the only time in his life where he had to ask somebody for money.
Well, maybe that's true. I don't know, because, there are rich people that do have financial problems as well.
Because they just overspend.
Yeah, but you're looking at it from an outsider's point of view. I mean, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt at least. I can't just assume that every rich person is not forthcoming with how much they have, or that every celebrity is just saying stuff for the cameras. Instead of deciding that, oh, they're just horrible people, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt until they prove me wrong.
I don't think every rich person is a horrible person.
Okay.
And by the way, I do think if I was rich, I would try to play down how much money I had too. Like, if it came out that I was worth $1 billion, I'd probably say something like, well, yeah, but you're not taking into consideration taxes and, all that stuff.
Okay.
I can barely afford my 12 Mansons. By the way, did you hear that thing about Dr. Oz where he was interviewed and he couldn't remember how many houses he had?
Wow. Well, I'm pretty much done with whatever Dr. Oz has to say. I think I have my own opinions about that guy, and I think that yes, he may have been a good heart surgeon, but I think he should have stayed one.
You actually turned on him, in fairness to you, fairly early,
yes,
which I thought was shocking because It was a little bit before. I mean, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
But you were more vehement against him than I was at first.
After I found out the stuff about, and little by little, because he's supposed to be, everybody's favorite doctor, but yet, and he talks about naturopathic stuff to help with, with going to sleep and whatever it is. But I found out later on that he is for GMOs, and I'm not for GMOs.
And we agree on that. You and I do.
Yeah, and not only that, he said some pretty leftist stuff about kids having kids should be having puberty blockers, and I am definitely very much against any child having any kind of puberty blockers.
No,
I think it's very dangerous.
I actually 100% agree with you on this. I think if you're an adult, it shouldn't be the government's place to tell you what you can and can't put in your body. But we do, for real, have laws in this country of you need to be of a certain age to grant consent.
Yeah, did you know that this, there was in England, there was a British hospital that was supposed to do what they call gender-affirming surgeries for children under 18, and they had to close it down. They just recently closed it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I have no problem if somebody's 18 or older and they want to...
Because they can make up their mind.
Exactly.
And, they're an adult. They can make an informed decision. If they don't want to do it, they don't do it. If they do, they do. But Dr. Mehmet Oz, he shouldn't even be calling himself a Republican, because people have reported that they've watched so many hours of his show, and a lot of it is for the cameras. He's not the healthy guy or the guy that should be giving health advice for anybody.
Now, that I don't know about, because to be real, I've seen clips of his shows, but I think I've probably seen less than an hour of his show over the years.
Yeah, I think he's just a Republican in Democrat clothing, and I just don't trust this guy. I don't think he should be in the Senate in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And I hope that somebody crushes him.
Oh.
I do. Yeah. I forgot who he's running against.
John Fetterman.
Okay, John Fetterman. As much as I most likely don't like John Fetterman's politics, I want somebody else to win the Senate more than Dr. Oz.
Yeah, Fetterman's politics are a little bit iffy, but I think he'd be better than Oz. Now, there's a rumor out there.
Yeah.
Started by me, but I think there's some
Started by you?
Yeah. You know how Oz's campaign is doing a really, really bad job?
Oh, yes, they are.
Well, the rumor that I heard from myself is that one of the reasons they're doing it is because Dr. Oz doesn't really want to win the campaign. And that's why his campaign is such in disarray, is because he doesn't really want to win, because he realized that it would impede on his lifestyle if he actually won.
Are you serious?
That's the rumor I heard from myself.
The rumor you heard from yourself, yes, that you just started 5 minutes ago?
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I don't know. That's a very interesting rumor. No, he's not doing so good. I don't think he's going to get it. Now, as much as I don't know much about John Fetterman. Most likely I probably wouldn't agree with his politics, but if a Republican were to run against him, or run for Senate, it should not be Dr. Oz. I think he should just resign from running, because I don't think he's going to win. Yeah, and when I first found out that he won the Republican nomination, I thought for sure this is a lock for him. No, and you know why a lot of people are upset with him too, because even though Donald Trump backed him up, which I'm not quite sure why, and I may never know why, he did the same thing Mitt Romney had done, and completely did not acknowledge that Donald Trump backed him up. And a lot of people are really upset about it. I thought Dr. Oz was like a noted Trump fan. No, not really. I mean, judging by what he did afterwards, he just never talked about him again. It was almost as if, okay, you backed me up, so now I'm going to do my own thing and never acknowledge that you backed me up.
Oh.
And it's the same thing that Mitt Romney did, and I think they're both turncoats.
Well, Mitt Romney is a complicated character.
Not really.
I'm not a fan of Mitt Romney.
I'm also not a fan of his niece, Ronna McDaniel. I think she's just a wolf in sheep's clothing, in my opinion.
I don't know about this lady.
Oh, well, you're not missing much.
Oh.
You're not missing much. She's just Ronna Romney McDaniel, and she's a snake in the grass.
Oh, well.
And so is Dr. Oz. I just think that if he really should just stay a heart surgeon and just not get into politics.
Yeah, because it seems like nobody's on his side now. Like, I'm a lefty and I think he seems like a weirdo. You feel the same way.
And it's not just because of his politics, it's because of everything else that he's trying to use to get notoriety.
Like that video where he's trying to buy vegetables.
No, I didn't see that one.
He says, I'm trying to make a crudité for my wife.
Yeah.
Which is basically a vegetable platter, but it's, super elitist to say crudité. And
it's actually crudité.
Crudité.
I think crudité is something else.
And he's just picking up these vegetables, and he doesn't even have like a grocery cart with him. He's just holding them all in his hands. And...
Oh, in the bags?
No, not even putting them in the bags. Just holding them in his hands. It was really weird. I'm surprised you didn't see it.
No, I'm just about done with Dr. Oz. I don't really want to hear anything about him. I just think he's really fake. I really do. Nice. I can't believe I used to watch his show, and I actually used to take and some. I will admit some of his advice was helpful, but judging by everything else that has accumulated with the puberty blockers and the GMO stuff, after I heard about that, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to hear any advice from Dr. Oz again.
First of all, while I don't think that people under 18 should be having puberty blockers, if they want to cross-dress and live as a different gender until then, that is totally fine in my book.
I'm totally against it.
It wouldn't be my choice, but hey, you do you. I'm for...
I'm completely against it. I think that if they're living under their parents' roof, then they should abide by their rules until they move out. And then when they move out and they're of the age of adulthood, 18 and over, then they can make up their mind. But I think a lot of this stuff is, you're not going to like this, Bubs.
Oh.
I think a lot of this stuff is coming from public education, where kids are being told by adults that are supposed to be adults and they're supposed to protect the kids, that that it's okay to live as another gender, and that they should not tell their parents about it. And that's where I really am drawing the line on that, because a lot of kids are not telling their parents about it.
Yeah, I would make the argument that, one, it's obviously not a choice that I would make, because I've lived as a gender of a man, my whole life, because I am a man.
It was funny how you said that.
Oh, that's why in high school they used to call me Mr. Three Legs.
What? Oh my goodness.
But.
Oh, jeez.
But, I kind of think if that's how you feel, if you really feel like you're in the wrong body, while I would be against surgery when somebody is under 18, you do you. And, I want people to live their best lives and be as happy as they can.
But the problem with that is they're not deciding this thing on their own. I mean, even kids as young as 5 years old are telling their mothers that they feel like they're, that they should change their gender. And a lot of it is coming from counselors who are supposed to guide these kids.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't believe that most of these kids are deciding it on their own. And I also think that a lot of these kids grow out of that.
A lot of them do, and I don't know the statistics. I did hear something once that was super interesting. Well, it wasn't that long ago. Kyle, who does Crystal Kyle and Friends.
Yeah, that one.
With Crystal Ball, but who also does Secular Talk. I know he comes up a lot here.
Yeah, he does.
But they were interviewing somebody about being transgender.
Uh-huh.
And the person was saying, I think Kyle was trying to say, well, why is it that there's so many more transgender people now than there were like 30 years ago?
Uh-huh.
And the guy says, and I'm going to butcher the argument. So please don't take this as a full defense, but it made me stop and take pause. The person said something to the effect of, well, yeah, I know it seems like it's going out of control, but if you look at left-handed people, there used to be a time in history where being left-handed meant that you were basically demonized. And when people stopped demonizing left-handed people, the numbers rose up, and they rose up really fast, and then they kind of plateaued and came back to like a regular level. And the person was trying to make the argument, this is kind of like that in the sense that the numbers are rising, and maybe they're a little bit inflated now, but eventually they're going to plateau as well.
I really think that a lot of this stuff is like, it's turning into a social trend.
Oh?
I mean, you would agree with me somewhat on this.
Somewhat.
Because I feel like almost like, maybe not every celebrity, but there are people that were known to be women, like Ellen Page, for example, who just came out and said a few years ago that she wanted to be Elliot.
It definitely makes watching Hard Candy an interesting experience.
Yeah, so
which we gotta see that sometime. It's a great revenge movie.
Oh, jeez. I thought you said you were done with revenge stuff, or it made you think about stuff.
I try to be, babes, but you know, I am human. But if we wanted to watch a good revenge movie, I liked Hard Candy.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it is a social trend, and I heard a really disturbing thing. I can't remember who the guy was, but I think he wanted to live as a woman, so he actually got bottom surgery, and he realized that was the biggest mistake he could have done, because now he has to wear like a colostomy bag.
Ouch.
I forgot if it was urostomy or colostomy bag, but he has a hard time going to the bathroom because they took out his plumbing pretty much.
Well, that sounds very painful.
Exactly, very painful. And remember, I think I told you when I took that humanities class, someone described to me what goes on in those surgeries, bottom surgery, and no matter what they do, those parts are not going to be useful, even if they decide that that's what they want to do.
Yeah, that sounds very painful.
So it's just something to think about. I mean, even for an adult.
Yeah, but I want if that's what somebody wants, then God bless.
But are they really that happy? My question would be: are they really happy, or is it just another thing that they want? How should I say this? Is that really going to make them happy, or is it another thing that they're making their idol?
I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't.
Just idolatry.
Maybe it depends on the person, but you know, you can make that argument about a bunch of things. Now, I know it's a little bit more extreme because it involves surgery and a huge life change, but there are other things that people do. So I know people who, when they're not in a relationship, will always say stuff like, if I only had a partner, I would be the happiest person ever. Then they get into a relationship and 6 months later, they're miserable. So, and I'm not saying that justifies somebody getting surgery and it not making them happy in the long run. All I'm saying is it's their choice, and other people make similar choices that don't make them happy. And with some people, it may make them happy.
It just saddens me that every time people say that they've made a life change, life altering surgery, or they've gotten a lot of plastic surgeries, it just seems to spiral into idolatry, whether it's drug use, alcohol use, plastic surgery, building up to the goal of quote unquote changing their sex. It just never satisfies, is what I'm trying to say. It just seems like it never ever satisfies.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know that we hear about the cases where it never satisfies, and there is a lot of that out there, but we also don't know of the cases where somebody has a surgery and 10 years later, they're still really happy that they did it.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical about that.
Oh.
I just, it's the same thing about accumulating a lot of wealth. Some people know how to manage their own money, But there are other people that have a lot of things and they're just as lonely as they were before they got all the money.
Okay, so we very much disagree, but I will say this in fairness to you. You're on the side of pretty much all of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like the lone wolf in my life. I think if I woke up tomorrow and I was worth $1 billion, I would be happier. But so I think the reason that like super rich people aren't happy is because they don't know how to use their money correctly. That would be my argument. But if I got rich, I would know how to use it correctly.
Yeah, but you say that, no offense, but you say that kind of naively.
And that's the argument that pretty much all of my friends have made to me when I say
because I've heard some horrible stories about people either winning the lottery or accumulating the lottery or inheriting money, and they just completely squander it all. And they don't know what to do anymore because they lost a lot of friends, or they don't know how to make any friends anymore.
Oh,
I mean, maybe not knowing how to make any friends, but I mean, the people that would never be their friends or their friends because they have the money, and then once the money is gone, they're gone.
There are stories like that. I'm not going to deny that there's some truth to that, but I think if I had money, one, I would invest a lot of it in therapy, right? So
for your therapy?
Oh, of course. Oh, absolutely.
Well, how much therapy are you going to get until you figure out your problems?
No, but it's a matter of if you woke up and were suddenly rich, that's a huge adjustment. And you'd want to have somebody to kind of help you walk through the mental processes of this stuff, right? So that's something I'd invest in. Also...
Well, let me give you an example of something.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, my I won't mention my friend's name, but my friend wasn't super rich, but he was working for a local agency in Hawaii, and he was making very good money as an IT person. And the last I heard, when I talked to this guy, it had to be like a couple, 2-3 years ago, on the phone. It got so bad that he spiraled back into drugs again, which I had no idea until he told me that. I won't mention what it is, but and then he got into some problems with with girls. And I just think that a lot of people who have this idea that, oh, when I get a lot of money, or if I get $1 billion, that I'm going to do well with it. But I mean, do you know, I mean, I'm just asking you, not to judge or anything, because I really don't want to sound like this couldn't be good for you.
Go ahead.
Do you know the first thing about money management and working with an accountant?
Yes. I know. Am I well?
Do you have experience?
Am I well versed in that? No, but I know the basic concepts behind money management and investment. Right. And so if I had $1 billion, one, I would invest in therapy. And I don't know if your friend, I know he didn't have $1 billion. And I don't know if your friend did therapy or not.
I don't know. I kind of wonder if, I mean, and I'm a person that maybe shouldn't be answering that question because I've never been to a therapist, and I'm kind of a little bit I'm kind of on the skeptical side about therapists, because you really have to pick a really good therapist.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did, and it's possible that he needs to talk to somebody, but yeah, that's what happened to him.
Okay, so that's one thing I do. Two, I would buy a place, but it wouldn't be like this huge palatial estate, even though I like this.
Oh, with the sky roof?
Of videos. No. I mean, it would have to be more than $1 billion for me to feel safe doing that. I'd buy a nice place though, but it wouldn't be like over the top crazy, at least not at first.
That's in your dreams, though. You want a penthouse.
I would like a penthouse. If I had $1 billion, maybe I'd buy a penthouse too. But I'd also, I do my research, and I'd probably invest in something like BlackRock or Berkshire Hathaway. And obviously not everything, but put a sizable investment in those two firms.
I personally wouldn't invest in BlackRock. I've been hearing some really bad stuff about BlackRock.
They're a horrible corporation, but if you want your money to grow, they're a great place.
I What about Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae?
Yeah, what about those two companies that failed? No. I wouldn't put my money. I don't think they're still around. One.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would not invest in BlackRock.
I would definitely do that. And I think there's this other one mutual fund called Bridgeport. So I'd put my money in those places, and there's obviously stocks I'd invest in. And I'd also do a fair amount of traveling.
Oh my goodness.
And I would do things behind the scenes to help friends. So I think people who are hangers on, and I don't know, I haven't really been a hanger on. It could be easy to start feeling resentful if somebody just takes care of your every need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it sounds great. Oh, I have a friend who has $1 billion and he bought me a house.
Right, yeah.
But the reality is, I think at some point you feel, well, why couldn't I do this? Why does he have the ability to control the purse strings? So what I would do is I would make moves to help my friends, but I would back channel it, right? So if I found out a friend had a medical issue, instead of just saying, well, I'm going to pay for your medical care, buddy, it's nothing to me and it'll save your life. What I might do is, donate some money to a hospital, contact them and say, hey, I'll pay for this person's medical care, but I can't do it as me. Is there a way to reach out to this person and say that there's like a grant to help with their specific need, right? I'd probably do some stuff like that. So that way I could still be a good person and my friends could not feel like they're dependent on me, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. I still think you're... Yeah.
And I'd have some fun too.
I don't know. I kind of think you're thinking about this very naively.
Oh.
It's just like somebody buying a house. You got to really think about that too.
I'd buy a house too, babes.
Oh.
I have a house. I told you that.
You have a house?
No, I would have a house if I had that time.
You did have one, but it burned.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. But
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up. I couldn't resist.
It's not by me.
Not by you.
And I was going to have that house. But anyways.
Was it a nice house?
Yeah. We don't have to get into that.
Okay, shall we?
That was like a thing. That's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
I didn't own a place, but it looked like I was going to own a place. It's horrible disaster.
I know.
Yes. Anyways. I think I do well with money, but we may never know, babes. Unless I buy a winning lottery ticket.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
What are the odds of that? And he still has to pay taxes too.
I know.
That's why I just kind of given up on the Publishers Clearinghouse thing. I just like, you know what? I'd rather make my own money than...
Okay, let me give you a scenario.
Yeah.
Let's say I buy a Powerball ticket and I win $1 billion after taxes and fees, which I know is unrealistic, but we're playing the, pretend game for now. And I call you this and I say, Jaylo, I am a billionaire, right? Would you break up with me because now I have all this money and you're concerned that I'm going to change into some weird creature?
No, I wouldn't break up with you then.
Oh.
No, I mean you might be right about it. It's just something to think about.
Yeah.
I as I think I've mentioned here, like I was almost scammed into getting money, and I'm glad that I never fell for it. Yeah.
There's a Warren Buffett documentary.
Yeah.
That's on HBO. I think it's just called Genius. It came out a few years ago. And I don't know how much you know about him. He's an older man.
I don't know. I just knew that at one time he was like the second richest guy.
Yeah, he's worth, I think, something like, no joke, $150 billion.
Whoa.
But apparently, like, his favorite breakfast, do you know what it is?
Omelets? Close.
Egg McMuffins from McDonald's.
Are you serious?
And he gets that almost every day.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That is really funny. It's just like Eminem like going and buying a taco party pack from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep. He has a nice car, but I think it's a little bit older. So it's not like the newest brand. And he might have one vacation house, but his main house is a house that he bought for $31,000 back in the early 50s.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow, Egg McMuffins. That's just funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, but he lives in a nice house that's older. That's probably been refurbished a little bit, but it's not like this giant mansion.
It's not a mansion. Wow.
Yeah.
So where does he put all of his money then? Does he have it in stocks and bonds?
Well, yeah, because he owns a big part of Berkshire Hathaway, which he runs still to this day. I don't know how hands-on he is now because he is in his 90s.
Wow.
But I know that he still controls a big portion of Berkshire Hathaway. And what I've heard is, now who knows how much of this is hype versus reality, but when he dies, he wants to donate 99% of his money to charity.
Wow.
And then have the rest of it split between family members.
Wow.
Yeah. So
99% to charity?
Yes.
Wow.
And again, this could be him saying it when he's alive because he wants people to praise him. And then when he dies, it's like the charity he wants it donated to is a nuclear power plant or something, right?
Or a charity.
Something that's going to destroy civilization just because. It'll be like, donate all this money to Monsanto's. Right.
Monsanto.
But as...
Or donate to the FDA or something.
Well, the FDA does some good work.
No,
but
they don't.
As of right now, it seems like he has a good plan for the money when he dies. I watched this documentary years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go on YouTube. And I saw a YouTube video where it's Warren Buffett's granddaughter. She's interviewed. And again, who knows how much of this is staged versus reality.
Mm-hmm.
But she was either a nanny or a maid for this rich family.
Uh-huh.
And she said in the interview that her grandfather paid her way through college.
Yep.
But let her know when she was done with college, she was completely on her own.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, again, part of me thinks that this is obviously propaganda. And maybe, Warren Buffett asked his family to hire her for like a weekend so that the camera crew could come out and film her. But that's not her real gig.
Mm.
But still, it was interesting. Maybe it's not. Maybe he really is like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes. So it's good stuff there, little Jaylo.
Little Jaylo.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I finished the book.
Very good.
And I started one about RJR Nabisco.
Oh, for the Nabisco business?
Yep.
Nabisco. Okay.
Yes.
RJR Nabisco.
You know whose father I heard was on the board of Nabisco?
Who?
Way back in the day. Like in the 80s.
Who?
And this book takes place during that time period. Steve O's dad.
Steve O's dad?
Steve O from Jackass.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Really?
Like he supposedly grew up like super, super rich.
Wow, and that's why he had all that money to make a stupid show on MTV.
I don't think he actually financed it, but I could be wrong.
I never watched that show. I thought it was ridiculous.
I'm actually not a fan of Jackass either. I don't hate it like some people do.
But some people, it's just like, and I think a lot of it is just like stupid things. I'm like, why would anybody want to watch this? Actually.
I've just never really given it a chance, to be honest. I know a lot of people really enjoy that stuff, though.
Sounds like a show for immature kids in their early teenage years.
Oh.
Or maybe 17-year-olds like watching it too.
I know adults who like it, who are like pretty enlightened or close to it, I should say.
Okay, or maybe they're sleeping.
You're sheep, Bobby.
I do not laugh like that.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
Oh, well, give me a kiss. And
why?
You just did laugh like it.
I was making fun of you.
Oh,
Bobby.
And I was making fun of you.
But I don't do that.
Okay, you do. But
No,
well, you did when you were 10. You sounded.
No, I did not. No, he never knew me when I was 10.
That is my assumption.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Because we were in two different states.
We were, but I assume that's how you laughed when you were 10.
No.
But I love you, babes.
Well, it isn't good to assume stuff.
Okay, I know. Babes.
I know. He says I know.
Let's talk about what happened this morning.
Okay.
How far do we want to get into this? You know the thing I'm about to bring up?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind talking about it if you don't mind talking about it.
I don't think you would mind talking about it.
No.
All right. We're in bed.
We were?
Oh, what were you thinking I was going to bring
No,
up?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I just didn't, you didn't have to mention where we were, but what were you looking up?
We were outside of the church.
Oh my goodness.
And we started, so I don't know how much I should say. Your man used to be in the performing arts.
Yeah.
And I helped start a company back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about said company for whatever reason. I don't remember if you brought it up or if I did.
Oh no, we were talking about music for a bit.
Yeah, and because it was a performing arts kind of company, the person who kind of put it together has released an EP like 15 years ago, and to this day keeps talking about how he's about to release another album.
Oh, and I said, and I believe I said something to the effect of, I listened to this person's music and it almost sounds like it would be people would be listening to it if they were like in a nursing home. And then you then replied, I know you're joking about this, but there is actually something about a nursing home. And then you mentioned that.
This person did a song, and I have not seen the music video for this, but I heard through somebody who used to be a mutual friend that they got a music video to a song made, and at least part of the music video was shot in an actual nursing home. And I'm saying that without joking whatsoever, because that's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you might have thought that I was joking at first, but I wasn't.
I was laughing. I was like, "Are you serious?" And you said, "Yeah, I'm serious." Mm-hmm. And then you said something to the effect that you haven't seen anything from them since March.
I haven't seen any Facebook postings, and so we're not friends anymore. But occasionally, you like to check in with people, so I'll do some Facebook spying once in a while.
No, you like to check in on people.
That's what I just said. So I did some spying.
Okay.
And I decided to do it this morning. Boy, have the mighty have fallen. Or how the mighty have fallen. I'm dyslexic. How the mighty have fallen and how the dyslexic keep dyslexing.
Yeah.
When I knew this person, babes, they were doing gigs all over the country, hanging out with luminaries like Katy Perry, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
And
it sounds like to me it's still a little bit of a sore spot.
Yes.
Which I totally understand.
Yes.
But what can I mention what we found?
Oh, go ahead. If you want to.
Okay. Go ahead. Said person has been asking for donations for a laptop and a beginner guitar for a friend of this person, which I thought, well, a beginner guitar only costs we both thought it only costed like $100.
I know it does because I bought beginner guitars before.
And I'm thinking, well, he could probably get a cheaper laptop. And then I asked you a question, doesn't he have a rich family or something?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, didn't this person make a lot of money from said projects?
That's also what I've heard.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, why is he asking for donations when he could, could very well pay for those two things? And I just thought, that's kind of pitiful, actually. And we both kind of chuckled a little bit.
Yeah. Isn't my proudest moment that I'm laughing that somebody's going through stuff? Probably not. But for real, it does kind of feel good because when I worked with this person, now they did have a lot of great qualities.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend like they were just this horrible human being.
Right.
A lot of great qualities and a lot of cool stuff happened in my life because of them. But for real, they were a little bit full of themselves. And in some ways, I kind of felt like this person thought that he was better than everybody else. And my assumption was, when I announced that I was leaving the organization,
Yeah.
that he assumed that it wasn't going to have any impact on his business.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say that me leaving by itself was the one thing that kind of put his company in a bad spot.
Uh-huh.
But for real, me leaving did not help things for the company.
Well, it wasn't just you either.
No. But, and I know this is going to sound arrogant.
Yeah.
Had I stayed, things still would have gone downhill, but I don't think they would have gone down as dramatically as they have. Just because I know what I bring to the table.
Is it also because you can keep the person on top of things?
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
I think part of what I did, which is downplayed now, is I would be the person who a lot of people would come to talk things out.
Uh-huh.
Whether it was this person with other people in the organization or other people wanting to talk about this person. And now that I'm not there, there's no longer that buffer.
Right, you're not the go-between anymore.
Exactly. And somebody like this needs a go-between.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So someone to hold the person accountable for things.
Well, somebody to vent to.
Okay.
Is how I would phrase it.
Okay.
Yeah. And they don't have that anymore. Yeah. Because nobody wants to be the person that everybody vents to. Right. I sure didn't like it.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah. Part of me felt very, very vindicated when we saw what we saw today. I made the right choice.
I felt pity. I felt a lot of pity.
Well, that's the other thing. I also felt pity.
Yeah.
And I felt like this person had a lot of chances to succeed and blew them.
Yeah, it's sad to see people in that situation, but you think to yourself, well, it really wasn't anybody's fault except for theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they really wanted to get things done, they could have asked for help. Like, they could have had an assistant. Or they could have had a better mapped out plan to get things done. And they didn't do that.
And what this person would do, babes...
Yeah.
He was one of these people who would hire an assistant and they'd be on for like a month because he'd try to hire like some attractive girl who didn't always know what she was doing.
Wow.
And then move on to the same thing and wonder why things weren't picking up.
Did he ever try hiring a man to help?
No.
Okay. Or at least a woman that knew about business?
He did, and then they had a conflict.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I don't know the specifics really about that conflict.
That's not a good way to handle that.
Yeah. So on one hand, I'm thinking this is great. This person is failing. But on the other hand, it is sad that they weren't able to get it together. Yeah. And it looks like they're not going to. But it's really sad because their business is failing. I don't know this for sure. Mm-hmm. But I suspect that the only reason the business is still around is because this person has rich parents who are probably floating the idea. But it is sad that instead of just letting go, you're going to keep doing something that you're really not that committed to, and you just won't let it die. Because it's like your one area of your life where sometimes you'll have a bit of glory.
So I had to bring up a Friends reference because it reminds me, you know how like you were saying that he would hire an attractive woman? Mm-hmm. So Rachel Green, played by Jennifer Aniston on Friends, she is supposed to be, she's supposed to hire somebody for a position because she's working at Ralph Lauren. I believe it's Ralph Lauren now because she's higher up in that store. And she is trying to hire someone with good qualifications, so she interviews this older woman named Hilda, and she has everything that she's looking for, except she's an older woman. And then she sees this really, really cute guy whose name is Tag Jones in the show. Oh. And she was talking to Phoebe about it, and Phoebe's like, You voted for Hilda, didn't you? And she's like, no. Huh. So she ended up not voting. She ended up hiring the cute guy instead of the older one because she thought that she could mold the cute guy into something that she wanted, and then she ended up dating him for a while. It was really funny actually. But she didn't go with the older woman because she was old.
Yeah.
And she was hiring them for the position of assistant.
Oh.
And she hired the cute one instead.
Well, good.
That was kind of, I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. And this was kind of like the real life version of that, I guess.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Except you don't know if this person has dated any of the people that he hired, right? It wouldn't surprise me.
Can I say that 100%? No, but can I say I have my suspicions about certain people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely have suspicions. Put it to you this way. I don't know for sure, but gun to my head, do I believe some things have happened between him and some people who he's had as assistants? Yeah, I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I can't prove it definitively though, so I'm not going to say I for sure know.
Right.
But I also know that one of the last times I talked to this person, Me Too is in the news. And he got freaked out that I would even joke about that. And he's like, you can joke about whatever you want, but I cannot hear you joke about Me Too. So what does that tell you?
It asks, it really thinks about a whole bunch of questions.
Exactly.
I think.
Yep.
Well, why don't you want to talk about Me Too?
And if the person had an issue with this, I just say, hey, I'm just being authentic, bro.
Yeah. Me Too or Time's Up or,
Yeah.
I just,
Like, some people have no problem talking about Me Too because they haven't done anything wrong.
I know. I know, exactly.
And then there's other people who get really nervous when the subject is brought up.
I know. It's been interesting, isn't it? It's almost like you're kind of incriminating yourself if you don't want to talk about it. That's what I say, but what do I know?
What do I know? I mean, I know some stuff, but...
You know more than I do.
Thank you there, little Jaylo.
Little Jaylo.
Yes. So, that's... I want to say more, but I don't want to say more, so...
Okay.
Yes.
Well, possibly this person doesn't listen to this.
He's listened to some episodes in the past, but it's
some though.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about the idea of, and we kind of touched on this last week, but it came up in my mind again this morning, obviously. There's only been a few people who've really screwed me over in life. And I know that everybody has, issues, and sometimes somebody will do something that, is hurtful. But if we're talking about really, really screwed you over, it's not that big of a number. But this person is kind of on that list. And so besides for the mixed emotion, it brought up in my head the idea again of most of the people who I know who really screwed me over aren't really doing that well in life. Like none of them are, for lack of a better term, killing it. At least not that I can see. And I've checked up on a few of them, in recent years.
Yeah, and unfortunately I don't have a way to do that. To see, what's really going on with the person, and I'm also afraid that if I do, it's really going to be bad. Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm thinking, and I'm sure a lot of people have thought, may the memory of me haunt you forever in your dreams, right?
Yeah.
May you think about me always, and feel regret every time you hear my name, something like that. You know what I mean?
Some people, including me, have felt that way. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But I mean, if I go too far into it, like, I want to check to see how bad they're doing, then it's just gonna make me, what's the word? It's not going to be good for me.
Yeah, and it never feels the way you think it's going to feel. Like in your head, when you think, when I find out this person is doing horrible, it's going to make the apples taste better and just life be amazing. And it doesn't feel that way. It really doesn't feel as good as you think it's going to feel. It doesn't feel good at all.
It doesn't feel good if someone actually gets physically hurt or physically harmed. That's when it really gets to the point where it's like, okay, this is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It also doesn't feel good when they've lost things like their house or whatever it is.
And we talked about this, but without going into depth.
Yeah.
I checked up on somebody who did me really wrong.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I found out that this person had severe medical issues and was probably near death.
Wow.
And I used to fantasize about that, for real.
Yeah.
But when I found that out, I got really, really sad.
I think it's different when you're dealing with someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
Like if you're in an online war or whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? Someone you don't know who's on maybe your blog and is trying to make your life miserable. I think it's different than somebody that you actually know.
Mm.
Because when you're online or you're on the phone, you don't have to see them. You don't have to be around them. You can just say whatever they want and they can't touch you.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they know enough information and they know your address and your real name and whatever. But otherwise, they can't really do anything.
But when you know the person,
yeah,
it adds another dimension.
I think it does. Yeah, it's another level of, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah,
you know?
as much fun as you think it's gonna be to see somebody who did you wrong doing bad, it's not that.
I mean,
but you have to experience it. Like you have to think it's going to be great until you find out the reality that it's actually sad in a lot of ways.
I mean, I thought about, the opposite where I'd like to find people that really did make a positive impact on my life and what would how would I feel if I found out that they weren't doing good? I don't think I would feel good either. It would be terrible.
Yeah.
Because I would want the best for them.
Exactly.
Because they treated me the best way they knew how.
Yes.
And I was grateful for what they did. Like I always wonder about, kids that stuck up for me and kids that were just kind in general and kids that just wanted to know me and not my blindness. And also teachers that I had throughout the years that were really, really good teachers. How would I feel if I found out that they weren't doing very well? I would feel terrible.
Exactly.
Or maybe they're doing very well and then I would feel good.
Yeah, you'd admire them from afar.
And sometimes I think about my 7th grade bully who I would really, really hope that she has grown up from the experience.
Well, here's what happened, babes.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you probably don't know this, and this probably isn't the best form to tell you this, but like 3 years after she was your 7th grade bully, she was hitchhiking in Alaska and she was picked up by somebody, taken back to his place, and he tortured her for like a month until she finally died.
Oh my goodness. How would you know that?
It was all over the news, babes.
Really?
Yep.
I'll ask you this question in private because I don't want you to give out a person's name.
I don't want to do that. That may have been made up, but it's possible.
I think you made it up.
Oh, I still love you.
I think you made it up, okay? I think you made it up.
Oh, good.
I think you did, okay.
Yes. So that was our experience this morning there. Jaylo?
Yes.
Yes. We got up fairly early because I heard some coughing.
Yeah, I did. I stopped it. I did a few times and I was okay.
You are?
Yes.
You don't have COVID?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Good. I'm glad my girlfriend doesn't have that Rona.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get a new keyboard, babes.
Oh yeah, you should.
I know.
How long have you had it for? 5 years?
Little over that, yeah. And I was looking at keyboards when you were in the bathroom.
What did you find?
Well, I found one. It's a little bit pricey, but it looked really good. The only thing is it's Bluetooth.
Oh.
And my only problem with getting a Bluetooth keyboard is I think I need to be logged into my computer to turn on Bluetooth because I turned it off.
Oh, right.
And I can't log in unless I have a keyboard, so I have to get a wired keyboard.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe you shouldn't get that one then.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What about the other ones?
There's some that look good, but I have to do a little bit more research. I need to get it this week, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good, babes.
Very good.
Jaylo?
Yes.
What did you want to talk about?
We had a really good dinner last night.
We did.
We made some vegetable stir fry, and the noodles turned out really good.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it.
You don't eat rice noodles that often.
No, I don't. Mm-mm. It almost tasted to me like chow mein noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though, I mean, some chow mein noodles usually tend to be egg noodles, I believe.
Yeah.
But rice noodles are common in Asian cuisine.
Yes, it is good.
Yes. And then we watched some movies. Oh, what's this? Hold on, what's this?
Oh,
right
that was at the Scratchdale.
right below your nose.
Yes, it's healing. Now.
We started off by watching the Oklahoma Kiddo.
And the Oklahoma Kid.
Oh.
And unfortunately, I was really tired for part of the movie, so I can't really give you a synopsis.
All right, I'll give you the quick version of the Oklahoma Kiddo.
Yeah, Kid.
Oh.
Oklahoma Kid, because if people try to look for Oklahoma Kiddo, they won't find anything.
Oh, good point. This is based, I don't know when, but a while ago. And it was made in 1939, but I think it's based before then.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, America is taking back all this land that it gave to the Native Americans. And it's the land that eventually became Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
Okay? People are going over this area and starting new towns. And in one of the towns, there is a sheriff whose son is the Oklahoma Kiddo.
Kid.
Oh.
Kid,
Sorry.
there's no O.
Sorry, Kid.
His name is, what was his name? Jim.
Yeah. Played by James Cagney.
Yep.
He had committed a few crimes.
Yes.
He was kind of a bit of a loner, but a nice guy.
And a drifter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had met this judge and his daughter while traveling.
Yep.
They make it to the new town. He goes there. And Humphrey Bogart, I think his name is Morgan in the movie.
Yeah.
Bogart runs a saloon and is affiliated with all the criminals in this town. Oklahoma Kid goes to the woman, I think her name is Jane.
Yes, her name is Jane.
And tries to find out what's up because, you know, the dad's in prison.
What was there? Wasn't there something that had to do with the letter?
There's something with the letter.
Yeah.
What had happened was after this, her dad, who is a judge, is sent out of town because he got a letter that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Jim goes and gets him. His dad is still alive, but they're going to hang him soon. So Jim tries to break the dad out of prison, but the dad doesn't want to go. Humphrey Bogart gets up a crowd, and they end up killing the dad.
Yeah.
The kid starts taking out, and I don't mean on a date,
Wah, wah, wah.
every one of Humphrey Bogart's cohorts.
Yeah, he's not taking them to dinner.
No. It's a dinner in hell.
Oh my goodness. I don't think they have dinner there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eventually, he gets Bogart, and at the end of the movie, he gets Jane. Jane gets her dad to marry both of them, and they go to Arizona.
It was a weird ending.
Yeah, I like the movie though.
It was a good movie when I was, awake, but I was awake for a lot of it, but I was tired for some of it. That's the one part I never got because he was gonna leave Oklahoma to go to Arizona, and then the judge is trying to marry them, and Jane's like, "Oh, don't worry, Dad. He wants me, and even if he doesn't want, he'll take me, even though he doesn't want to say it."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, she's gonna rope him into marrying her, so they can go to Arizona together. To laugh at that one. And she's like, "Is Arizona big?" "Oh, I'm sure it's a big place." Because he's like, "Oh, so you mean it's gonna be hard for me to find you?"
Huh.
I'm like, what do you want to find him for?
Yes.
And then before you know it, they're getting married. Poor Jim.
Yeah, it was an okay movie.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7.
Yes.
Would you? It sounds like you would do the same.
Yes, I would.
Would you recommend it to your family? If so, is there an elevator pitch?
I guess I would say something like this was 1939's America. And I don't think they would be able to make a movie like this.
Oh, today.
Today.
Nice.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And then we watched Chain Lightning.
Chain Lightning was really good.
This was.
Yes. So, can you comment on the first part of it? Because I was tired.
Oh.
Yes.
The ending kind of circles around on itself.
Mm-hmm.
And Humphrey Bogart is testing a plane, doesn't want to land it, so keeps flying it higher and higher. Then we get a flashback scene and find out that in 1943, he was serving as a pilot in the war, fell in love with this girl.
Her name is Jo.
Tried to get married to Joe, but his sergeant was away, so they just spent one lustful night together. Okay. Then he comes back to America. Opens up a flight school.
Yes.
Doesn't do too well.
Yep.
Runs into his old buddies. And one of them gets him a job testing airplanes.
Yep.
And he's considered this great pilot.
Yep.
Do you want to take it from here?
And so he's trying to get in good graces with Joe Holloway, who was his lost love. And he's testing planes, and he wants to do this flight from Honolulu, Hawaii to California, correct?
I thought it was, and I could be wrong, California to Alaska, then back to Washington, D.C., which didn't quite make sense to me.
But I thought he was going to go to California.
He was in California.
Oh, he was in California.
If I remember right, he takes off from California and then flies over Alaska.
Because he mentioned Honolulu to L.A., so...
I think he just said that, like it's a possibility.
Okay. Yeah, because he was flying... That's right, because he started from California, flew to Alaska, and then he wanted to make it to D.C.
That's right, I literally just said that.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just repeating it.
All right, go ahead.
You go on.
He agrees to do this, knowing that it's going to get the company a lot of attention, but he wants $30,000 if he's successful. Mm-hmm. Because this plane is a little bit dangerous because of how high it flies.
Yep.
So he does it, but his friend who got him the job has a problem because he's like, these planes are basically going to be obsolete as soon as they land. So why not demonstrate this new plane that has an ejection device that will save the pilot in an emergency? Bogart takes off, doesn't care what happens to his friend, is on a race to get the publicity, the money, and the girl. Friend packs up his plane, flies after him. Bogart lands. His friend's plane isn't so fortunate.
No. And we find that out later.
Because the air traffic controller was recording his conversation with Bogart's friend. Plays it back.
Yeah.
And Humphrey realizes that he's going to make one last flight to prove his friend right.
Yeah.
Now, this is where it circles back to the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
He's flying. They say, you'll never work again. He's like, that's fine with me. Ejects himself from the plane, but right before it crashes, he lives, kisses the girl, everybody applauds, the end.
Yeah, and for a while we couldn't see him in the parachute.
No. This was a fun film.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
It's not his best.
No.
But I don't think I've seen a bad performance from him.
No. I mean, I personally like his films with him and Lauren Bacall.
They're really good.
They're really good, but this one was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I like the lady who played Jo. I don't know what her name was.
She was good.
Yeah. I would probably give it a strong 7.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I like it a little bit more than the Oklahoma Kid. Mm-hmm. Both movies were good, but this one was fun.
Yeah.
And I think I got this better. I understood this a lot better than
I agree.
Yeah.
And Humphrey Bogart, again, is really, really good, just like he is in everything else.
Yes.
Would you recommend this to your family? If so, what's the pitch?
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have a family?
I don't have a pitch.
Okay.
I don't need to have a video pitch for everything.
Okay.
Because I don't.
But would you recommend it to them?
Yes, I would. I think it would be a good movie to watch.
Nice.
As a family.
Well, good.
Yeah. Humphrey Bogart is just good in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's hard for me to think not only of a bad performance, but also I don't think I've seen a bad movie with him.
Yeah. I'm so thankful, Bubs, in the last 2 years, you have introduced me to movies that I wasn't sure if I was going to like, because I've heard of Humphrey Bogart. I've heard of Katharine Hepburn, obviously, and Audrey Hepburn, and Lauren Bacall, but never seen them in any movies. And I've also never seen a lot of Jimmy Stewart movies except for It's a Wonderful Life. And I'm like, I like this stuff. I like it a lot.
Yeah, there's some great material there.
20 years ago, I don't know if I would be as appreciative. But, or maybe 20 years ago I would have, but maybe like when I was a teenager, I wouldn't have been appreciative. But now that I'm a little bit older, I really enjoy it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I really do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, I mean, Casablanca was good.
Casablanca is really good.
It is really good.
I would not say it's the best film of all time, as some film critics were, but it's good. It's legit worth watching. Yes.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and for the rest of your life. Out of all the joints, why did she have to walk into mine?
Out of all the gin joints in all the world, why did she have to walk into mine?
Yeah. And then he would say, here's looking at you, kid.
Oh my goodness. Well, it speaks to the regrets that we have from past relationships.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
Yep.
Good movie.
It was a very good movie, yes.
Now, Jaylo.
Yes?
I understand that you had a dream last night.
I did.
Tell me.
It was with my former celebrity crush, who I don't think I need to name, because I think I talked about him here before.
Let's just say that he was famous, he doesn't eat meat, and he is part of MAGA. I
don't know about that.
Oh.
I know he's conservative, but that doesn't make him a part of MAGA either.
Okay.
I'm not sure, so I can't really say that he is or not. But he was definitely against abortion. But what I'm going to say is, I had a dream that he was being interviewed by somebody, and I think he mentioned Jaylo.
Nice.
And then the next part of it is we ended up in a walking around in a ski resort, which is really weird because I've never been to one. But somehow there was like an Apple store in the resort. And we ended up going there, and then I woke up.
Well, good. So he said publicly that he's anti-abortion?
He's done, I don't know what the name of the movie is.
Go ahead.
But he voiced a baby in the womb.
Is that the name of a movie? Or you
no, that was a part of his filmography.
Wow. So he played a character called the baby in the womb.
No, I don't know what he played the voice of a baby
who was being aborted.
Who was something like that. Well, not being aborted, who was I don't remember what it was called, but I remember reading about it. So yeah, but I wouldn't be able to share a burger with him.
Oh, I still love you, babes.
And I don't like fake meat. Yeah. Lucky.
Oh, good.
I've had enough fake meat when I went to a blind camp a long time ago.
This guy was your Morningstar MAGA man.
Ugh, no. I don't like Morningstar stuff.
Morningstar is really gross.
It's gross. I know. It's really gross.
I have a friend who I love, but when I first stopped eating meat, one of the things she recommended to me was Morningstar, and I was
I think I may have had like it might have been what was served at camp, because they have these things called sausage.
Yeah.
That are supposed to be sausages, but they don't taste like them.
Yeah.
Gross. It is so gross.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've tried something from them, and I can't remember what it was, but it's just gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, babes, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
You want to give me a kiss before we wrap this up?
Why?
Because you need one.
I do?
Yeah, you need one.
I do.
Yeah, you need one.
Okay.
Yeah, you need one.
Okay.
Yeah, you need one.
Bubs.
What?
Kiss me normally.
Okay.
We'll make these weird noises.
This is the first time I've ever kissed somebody.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
You kissed me yesterday.
Oh.
And, yeah.
All right, babes.
Silly boy.
Silly boy. Anything else, or we good?
I think we're good.
All right, then. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.